everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you what I have done with some wooden cutting boards that I have thrifted at a local thrift store, and I only paid 50 cents each for them. A steal, really. You can do so many things with those cutting boards, or trays for cloches. I think they are, some of them the round ones. And today I have 4 ideas for you, so stay tuned for this. So these are all the cutting boards that I have thrifted. This time around at least, I will continue looking for wooden cutting boards. They're perfect for DIYs. You can transform them, make them over, just give them a coat of paint or a stain or something. Look at that, you can make a tea tray or a clock face, whatever you choose. And I have 4 ideas for you today, and the first DIY that I will do is to take one of the smaller rounds. I guess it was a cloche tray or something, but I call them cutting boards today. So only €0.50 for it, and it's pretty rough. So the first thing I will do is to take my electric sander and give it a good sanding. I start with a rough grid sandpaper to get all the cuts and imperfections of that cutting board, and then I will continue on with a finer grid sandpaper to get it smooth to the touch. And where I can't reach with my electric sander, I will go in with just a piece of sandpaper like that groove on the front. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs. I do thrift flips, trash to treasures, some dupes, renovation of my home, and I even do some pottery and some painting. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and join my YouTube family. So this cutting board I will turn into a riser, and I will use these metal big staples, 4 of them. So I will put them on the bottom like that. So what I need to do first, I took a square piece of paper, and then I will fold the corners as well, just to give me a guide so I can place out my staples somewhat even around this wood round. You will see. So I place the paper on the wood round like that, and then I take the staples, same distance from the edge, and then I just hammer them in like that, just a tiny bit, just to get some markings, because what I need to do is to make pilot holes, otherwise the wood might split on me. But first I take my staples and put them on a scrap piece of wood, and I will take them out to spray paint them. And I have a combination of a black spray paint and a varnish 2-in-1, and I just gave them 1 coat. And here you can see 5 staples. I have 1 for my next project as well. Now on to making my pilot holes, and I just try the drill bits on a scrap piece of wood so I know I have the right size. And that first one was way too big, and here also too big. It needs to be very snug, so it's a super tight fit. And here we go, 3rd try, and it's perfect. Yay. I will put a bit of masking tape on the drill bit like that, to know not to drill too deep into the wood to get through to the other side. So I just drill till I hit that marking. But before I put the staples in place, I will take my go-to natural oak stain and give my wood round a coat of this stain. Just smear it on with a cloth, and then I will take just a paper tissue and wipe off the excess. Looking good, doesn't it? Looks like a new cutting board. Beautiful. My staples have dried, and I just put them in place in the pilot holes, and then I take a tissue and bang them in with a hammer. And I take that piece of tissue there, not to scratch off too much of that paint. Now it's time to embellish my beautiful riser. You can just keep it as is, of course. I have decided to make a beautiful painting made out of circles. You will see in a moment. Here I'm just taking a piece of paper and try to make that circle. And what I'm after here is to find the very center of my piece. I just place it, and then I will make a hole in the center and mark it on the cutting board. Then I will take a pair of compasses and draw a circle in the center, and the next circle is just on the line of the first circle. It doesn't matter where exactly. And then from there I will take the next circle where the two others meet, and I will work my way around that cutting board in every cross section to create a beautiful pattern. I will show you up close in a moment. Hopefully you will see how it looks. And this is how it looks. A lot of circles there. And now I will take my grayish, light grayish color and fill in, and not the circles but where they meet, because they will create a flower pattern there. So you can just see what I'm doing here. It's better than me trying to explain. When I don't have any more flowers to fill in, I go in and just paint those outlines of the circles, the remaining circles, like you see me do here, all the way around. And it's starting to look very beautiful, I think. Just take a very thin paintbrush, and I diluted my acrylic paint in a bit more water, so it will be more fluid for me and easier to apply. And here I'm just dotting around to create sort of a more mandala effect. And once my piece has dried completely, I go over the surface with one coat of wax, just to protect my colors, because I will put things on this riser. Well, voila, here it is. The finished piece, looking beautiful. €0.50 for this piece at the thrift store. It's so worth going there. Pick up the wooden pieces, and you can put anything you like on it. Here I have just a candle. For my next DIY, I will use one of the bigger wood rounds, and I have the same procedure going on here. I just sand it off completely till I have a super nice finish. I will turn this wood round into a piece of wall art, and for that I need a hanger, and I have those metal staples here as well, just marking it on the top of the board and make my pilot holes. And I will spray paint that piece black as well, that staple. But before I do that, I will once again take my natural oak stain and give this wood round a coat of that stain. Same procedure here, putting it on with just a cloth, making sure that everything is covered, and then wipe off the excess with just a paper tissue. And I will show you the difference between this one and one that I haven't done anything with just yet. Look at that, as good as new. And now I will put that hanger into place, just attach it with a hammer, just banging it into place. So it looks like this. Beautiful. Love the wood grain on this one. Looks like a planet almost. But I will put on a tree of life. And I printed out 2 different sizes. One way too small and this one is slightly too big, but I don't mind. It will just flow over the edges. So I take some cardboard paper and just trace my tree of life onto my wood round, like you see me do here. I can see the tracing somewhat. I bet you can't see it because, yeah, it was quite hard for me to see it as well. So I will do my best here to just fill in those leaves and branches. I had to look at the print just every now and then to make sure that I painted the leaves where they're supposed to go, because as I said, it was very hard to see. But then again, the print is just an inspiration piece and it doesn't really matter if one leaf or a branch here and there is out of place. This process took me a while, but it's kind of meditative for me to make painting. But I thought it was kind of harsh with that black acrylic paint on that wood. I like the contrast, but it was maybe too new looking for me. So once this has dried completely, I will go in with my electric sander with the finest grit sandpaper that I could find. I think we had a 240 or something. And I'm give it a light sanding to dull it down just a tiny bit, distress it, make it look like it has been around longer than the actual 10 minutes. And here it is, hanging in my kitchen, looking beautiful. Look at that piece of wall art. Love the tree of life. And I like the Celtic design to it as well. And the slight distress, as you can see. Tell me what you think. For my next makeover, I will take the square cutting board, or the rectangular cutting board. It has a stain there on the back. I don't mind. So first thing I do here as well is to sand it off as I did with the other cutting boards. Nice and smooth to the touch. I will actually do both sides of this cutting board. In this project number 3, I will make this side that you see right here with the grooves and everything. It looks like a frame to me, and it will become a painting. So after sanding it, I will go ahead and stain it completely all the way around with my natural oak stain and set it aside to dry for a bit. So this will become a painting of a meadow with a lot of summer flowers, and the flowers will represent our dear children, all the children of the world, our future, because there are so many things happening, some awful things involving children in the world, amongst which child trafficking, harvesting of organs, just disgusting things. We have to set our differences aside and unite for our children. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or whatever color. It doesn't matter what religion you have or where you come from or who you vote for. Set all that non-important stuff aside and focus on our children, because they need our help. They are our future, and I think it's so important. Tomorrow, 4th of July, there's a premiere of a movie in America, at least. I don't know when it comes to Europe, and it's called Sound of Freedom, and it's based on a real story and what's happening in our world, and we need to spread this film and awareness of what's happening. Only then we can stop it. I have a link in my description box to the website of this movie, Sound of Freedom, and it's produced by Angel Studio. So you have that link there. You can buy tickets online. You can even pay forward, so the ones who can't afford a ticket can go and see this movie as well. We have to come together and shine our light onto these awful things so they can't continue happening in the shadows. Just bring them out in the light, and then we can finally stop it together. So you have seen me doing the background, the grasses, and now I'm putting on all the flowers in different colors: red, blue, purple, white. And here I'm just doing the base coat of those flowers, so they look a bit flat at the moment, but I will go in with different shades, like you see me do here, and just give them some more dimension. And once all the flowers are done, I will take my rubber stamps, put on some black acrylic on each one of them, and write the words "Unite for our children." If you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow, and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. My aim is to upload 1 video per week. Et voila! This is how the painting turned out. Unite for our children. Just go ahead and check that link in my description box. And know, I'm sure you all agree with me, that God's children are not for sale. And now on to my fourth and final makeover. I have this rectangular cutting board that you've seen. I did just a painting on this side, and on the other side I will play with some stains and make a patriotic piece for France National Day, that is 14th of July. I've just masked off the cutting board, as you can see, and I put on a black stain to the left. And a white one in the center, and I left that oak stain to the right. And I messed up a bit, as you can see, but no worries, I fixed that. And I decided to do the edges as well, like that. It's a very subtle way to do a flag, because like an American flag, the French flag is blue, white and red, but I wanted it to be a little bit more subtle. So I'm working on my stains here, and then I take my stamps that I used on the other side of this cutting board as well, and I write what the French flag stands for, and I hope it still does. Liberty, freedom, equality, equality, and fraternity, brotherhood. And I'm all done here. Doesn't need to be more embellished than this. And this is how it turned out. So tell me, what do you think of my makeovers today? Did you like them? Did you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. So if you're inspired and you want more straight away, just hit that DIY playlist icon appearing on the screen right here. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.